for the State Bar of Arizona and have been for the last 4 years, and have been a member of NABE that long as well, and trying to get a little more involved with NABE to help to, now that, you know, technology is becoming so integrated and integral parts of every business, not just, you know, lawyers, but everywhere, that it's important, I think, to have that viewpoint from at the senior leadership level, and to do any strategic planning that needs to be completed. I think you have to take into effect the digital innovation that's going on around the world right now. So that's really kind of what I want to bring to the board, and to really try to help strategize the vision into that direction of a little bit more around the technology as well.
Great. Liz, do you have anything to share?
Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining us. I'm excited about your tech background, so thanks for bringing that up. I think one of the questions we have is, you know, you've been a member of NABE, and what are the things that you think we're doing well and should keep moving forward? And are there things or areas where you think we could be improving, and what would those be?
Yeah, so I think ultimately the thing I like about NABE is that everyone gets involved, right? I mean, I think when you put out call to action, you know, just like yesterday, you see 5 or 6 people immediately say, I'll help, I'll help, I'll help. I think I've tried to do that too, as well as being a member of NABE, and I read all of the stuff that comes through NABE. And I will tell you, our organization, as big as we are, we talk about it probably in every senior leadership meeting. Somebody will say, well, NABE said this, or here's some information from NABE. So I think it's very well respected information throughout all of the associations and state bars and national bars and everything else. So I think we have a really good reputation. So I think we need to keep that up. I think as far as things that we can improve on, I think it's just getting information out. And I think, you know, we've been working on that in the A&F committee, Dennis and I, and our committee, of really just trying to get more information out there. It's been easier to get information out during COVID, and one of the very few things that have been good about COVID, but people are starting to read their email because of COVID, because there is no meetings, right? So I think we've made some progress there, but I think there's a ton more progress we can do to make this a better organization, to get, mostly just to get information flowing both directions, right? From up to us as the board and down and throughout the organization. I think we have good committees set up. We just need to continue to grow that experience.
Thank you.
Dennis, do you have something to share?
Sure, Lori. Good to see you. My question is, it's kind of related to your technology. You know, we talk about it in A&F, but what do you think we can do to engage, to get more members related to technology? Because it is a tough beast with the smaller local bars not having any staff, and maybe only the large state bars like ours having multiple staff members. What do you think can be done to maybe bridge that sector or that segment of our members?
Yeah, I think that's difficult, right? Jason and I have been working on that for 4 years. I mean, really we tried to put together just a group around CIOs and around, you know, maybe technology folks, because a lot of people wear multiple hats in bars, right? In all of the bars. And so that became a challenge, and we tried that, it didn't work. We thought, okay, I mean, it worked, but it didn't work. It ended up after 6 months, it was just Jason and I, you know, trying to talk about our issues. And it helped because we were sharing knowledge about everything to everybody. But, you know, I think the hardest part is everybody's wearing all these different hats. So we have to think a different strategic plan to get people involved. And it can't just be getting on a call and discussing what we're doing. We've got to come up with another way. I mean, Dennis, I think one of the things from A&F that I thought was an awesome idea that we did was, you know, having this like newsletter type of a thing that goes out. You know, Jason and I put together at the end of the year last year, those 12 things of Christmas, and I think it got a lot of good response. But we got to start thinking about different things, and maybe doing something on the platform that people can just go to, because I think you can see in a lot of the correspondence that's going back and forth with NABE right now, it's a lot of, I have this app, I need some help. Has anybody had this? Has anybody, we need to have like some type of a forum where they can go to that and get that information constantly so that it's there. So we're not regurgitating every month that somebody signs up for a new application. We already talked about a year ago, they can go review all of that and say, here's some information. Then they can just go straight to that person and not involve every single, member of ANF every single time there's a question. So maybe setting up some type of an area within the website itself, and I'm in charge of the digital right now, so I'm kind of adding to my own plate, but something that we can go to that people can say, hey, here's some applications. They click on the app, they go in there, and now they can see people's referrals or people that didn't like it, or people can respond. And that's so much quicker than trying to send out an email that goes back and forth. We're so stuck on the whole email thing as everybody in every business. And we got to start thinking of using blogs or shared, using a SharePoint site of some sort that we can go get this information and pull from it instead of just spewing out all this stuff to lots of emails. So I don't know, things like that. But I think we got to start looking at the technology, looking at artificial intelligence and machine learning and all those things, and start to put those things into our plan, and maybe have some sites up that people can go read about this information, because people who are wearing 3 hats at some of these bars, I do it full time, and I have 10 people on my staff at our bar. So I have a huge staff. We do all of our stuff. But I know there's a lot of bars that don't have that, but I can give them that information because I have specialty people that do that, right? So I think that's important, that we can all share that information to the smaller bars. We just gotta figure out a way to do that.
Thank you. I'm going to put you down for glutton for board assignments.
I know, right?
Oh, gosh. Barry, do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
I don't think I have any other questions, but I would echo on some that you just talked about with Dennis, that the whole need for technology support and information for members is incredibly strong, I think. And there's a time that NABE did do programming and technology more. I think there was a section at one point, and I know that we've kind of struggled with figuring out a way to provide that. And I'm really excited that you're interested in being on the board and can bring some of that to the organization. So
Yeah,
thank you.
I agree, Barry. I think we try. I mean, Jason and I tried too, and it just kind of died a slow death. And we were like, how can we keep this going and get this? And I think what we have to do is at NABE is try to marry the two together, right? Not call it just technology, but because that scares some people because they're not technology savvy, and lawyers in general, right? I mean, people who are, just from my bar, I mean, we've struggled with everything from getting the catalog, or, the directory out of paper into electronic format. We just did that 3 years ago. So it's been a struggle, and it's not a struggle, but we're all feeling that pain. So I think that when we say technology and we say, oh, digital innovation, and you use all these new terms, it scares people to death, especially lawyers. And they're just like, nope, that's over my head. I can't do that. I can barely use my cell phone. A lot of us can barely use our cell phone, but we can figure out some other ways that we can bring that. We just have to marry the two together so people aren't afraid of it as much as, because it's coming fast, right? Fast and furious. And so we just have to figure out some way to do that. I don't have all the answers, but I'm sure willing to dig into some of it. I also teach at the Grand Canyon University on the side here at night. I teach technology over there, and we've been talking about different design ways and different innovative ways to get technology out. And so I think that will help some of those conversations I can have with other people in the business community as well, bring some of those ideas maybe into this board. I also, sat on other boards, and I kind of still meet with those groups. And I was thinking that maybe, I'm having a happy hour with them on Friday. I was in Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Arizona, and all of us old members our board members are getting together. And I thought about just asking them, how would you guys approach this in other boards, and who's talking about this, and how are you getting it out there? So using other resources too, not just the NABE resources, and bringing that back to this board, I think would be helpful.
That sounds great. So you're chairing, it's now called the digital engagement. I mean, we've
Right.
been knowledge management. We've been, I don't know how many different titles this group has had
Yeah.
the last 10 years. But how is your experience doing that? How do you think that will influence you as a board member?
Yeah, honestly, right now, what we're working on is simply the website. So I don't know that that is really, only because that has to get done before we can really start to evolve that group into something else. And unfortunately, I think I'm having a meeting with Ellen tomorrow, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. But that we got to fix that piece before we can even start to evolve anything else. And everybody's only on there for a year, so we get halfway through it, and then the next person comes on, and we still have the same problems with the website that we've had. So her and I are just trying to figure out a way to fix that on the side, and then use this committee for a different, have a different agenda and a different strategy. So I'm going to talk to her about that. We're supposed to meet right after this, but then I had another meeting pop up. But I think that we have to iron that all out as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you make a good point. We do a lot of things through standing committees that we wouldn't use a standing committee for in our own organizations. So structurally, we got some challenges.
Yeah.
But we also have leadership who recognizes that and staff that's supportive of change. So
Yeah. And it's also, COVID has put a huge damper on everybody's time this year, right? Especially in IT. I mean, we have had the most craziest year we have ever had. Just getting 100 staff members home with laptops and to being able to support them and help them, who people have never even had a laptop, didn't even know how to use a laptop. So it's been crazy. But so I think a lot of the work we wanted to get done on the website this year didn't get done either because we just got busy.
yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would have us know or that you would want the members to know about your interest and effort as a board member?
No, I think, just I have had experience being a board member. I understand we're trying to think at that strategic level. We're not trying to solve, every little problem that comes along. We're really trying to just project out how the NABE will look here and then on into the next 5 years, right? That's our goal, is to create something that's sustainable. And I think I've just had some experience doing that. So I feel like that will add value to as well as my technology background. And then again, just being involved with all the different committees in the last 4 years that I've been at NABE. I mean, I think I've really, I understand what the foundation is and how we need to continue to move that forward. So that would be about it.
That's great. Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate the fact that you're willing to share your time and your talent. And we look forward to actually seeing you in person again.
I know. I can't wait either to see people, right? So,
oh my goodness. Well, thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.
all right, thanks. See you guys.
I'll be in touch. All right. See you.